Hello and thanks for joining. Today it's going to be a little bit longer of a video, but only because I'm going to share with you about my weekend with my daughter for the Passport to Purity program. And if you are interested in it or considering it, this is going to be super helpful to you. We did this last weekend, and basically I ordered the basic kit for the Passport to Purity getaway, and that includes a travel journal for the child, a travel guide for the parent, and then a CD audio set for each session that you will go through. The travel guide for the parents is amazing. It's basically foolproof. It tells you what each session is about. It tells you what you need for the projects that you're going to be doing for each session. It tells you how to facilitate those projects, and it's amazing. It even gives you a really detailed schedule so that you can progress properly during the program. So we started this on a Friday. I took my daughter out to a lunch at a place that she loves, and it was at that time that I gave her her travel journal. And in the back of that journal, both my husband and I had written separate notes to her, and she was all about this journal, you guys. She loved it. She loved our notes, and I'm telling you, she literally said, "I will cherish this forever." So that was a great start. And on the way to the hotel, we listened in the car to session number 1. And then when we got to the hotel, we checked in, we settled in, and then we did the project for that session and then the discussion. Then we moved quickly into session number 2, did the project, did the discussion questions, and then I had made sure that our room had a whirlpool. So we put on our bathing suits and had a little bubble bath, and then we went out for lunch. No, not for lunch. I'm so sorry. We went out for dinner. And then basically we called it a night after hanging out a little bit. The second day of Passport to Purity is jam-packed. We started really early. We had a nice breakfast, quick but nice breakfast. And then we did session number 3. Session number 3 was tough. There's a lot of kids my daughter's age, 10, 11, right? She's 11 now, that have heard about sex, whether it's accurate information or not. The term itself is not unfamiliar to them. However, for my daughter, it was a really foreign thing. And the session is extremely detailed as to the physical act of sex, along with obviously what God's intention is for it, how God has designed it, who it's for, and what it's about. But this was a tough session. My daughter was like gagging the entire time. Her eyes got all watery. She was not having it. She was like panicking. Then she realized that me and her dad do this, and she was just not having it at all. And for me as a parent, it was extremely awkward listening to this session with my daughter who's panicking. So, just to let you know, if you get through that one session, you've already demonstrated to your child that in the coming years where they may be more reluctant to share things that they're experiencing or struggling with, this is demonstrating that you are open to have really uncomfortable conversations. So if nothing else, you're demonstrating a huge, really important thing about your relationship with your child by listening and getting through session 3. So anyways, we did that. We did the project. We did the discussion questions. And then we went straight into session number 4, finished that up. And then it was time for us to do our special bonding activity. This is not directly related to the Passport to Purity program, but there's time allotted in the schedule so that you can do something special with your child. For this, I had already obviously planned something that I knew my daughter would like. However, before we left on the trip, she asked if we would make time for us to Bible journal. My daughter loves to Bible journal. I don't. But I knew that this would be the ideal activity since it's something that she loves and she's been wanting me to do it. So we left the hotel. We went to one of the Topanga overlooks. The weather was amazing. The views were gorgeous, abundant bench and table seats. And we really had an amazing bonding experience. My daughter was so excited to show me all about her Bible journaling. We spent time in choosing the verses we would Bible journal about, and she would show me all her materials and teach me all the applications. So it was just an amazing, amazing time. Shortly after that, we ate lunch, and then we went home and finished up session number 5 and took our showers. And then I treated her to a mani-pedi. And then we were supposed to get dressed and go to a really nice fancy dinner where I would present her with like a little keepsake for this special weekend. I had made sure my husband and my son were out to the movies when we were going to go home for session number 5, and that's what happened. So later on they came home. She was really excited to tell them all about our weekend, and she was even excited to share her disgust about session number 3 with my husband. Obviously, my son did not participate in any of these conversations because he's only 6. And then I had also told my husband ahead of time it would be nice if he and my son got ready after we left the house for our dinner and surprised us there. That way we could celebrate this special milestone, I guess I should say, as a family. And that's exactly what happened. They surprised her. She loved it. It was great. And the keepsake we ended up giving to her was actually not something we purchased, but it was the ring that my parents gave me when I graduated elementary school. And I just thought it would be appropriate to pass that down to her since she graduates elementary school next month. So this is an amazing program, you guys. It discusses in full detail, biblically based, faith-based, keeping God's intention for all of what they're talking about at the forefront. It talks about the body, its development. It talks about friendship, choosing friends wisely. It talks about relationships with other people, romantic and platonic. And it goes into sex, its purpose, its meaning, its design. And it also then goes into dating, the actual act of dating, who you should date, what you're looking for, etc. It was amazing, and I hope that if you are considering it, that you go through with it, and I hope that this information was helpful to you. If you have any questions, email me or comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, and if all goes well, God willing, I'll see you next week. Bye.